Yeshayahu, Isaiah chapter 3. For look, the Adon, Yahweh of hosts, is turning aside from Jerusalem and from Yehudah, the stock and the store, all the supply of bread and all the supply of water, the mighty man and the man of battle, the judge and the Nevi, and the diviner and the elder, the commander of 50 and the highly respected man, and the counselor and the skilled craftsman, and the clever enchanter. And I shall make youths their heads, and children shall rule over them, and the people shall exert pressure, man on his neighbor, the young rise up against the older, and the lightly esteemed against the highly esteemed. When a man takes hold of his brother in the house of his father by the garment, come, be a chief over us, and let this ruin be under your hand, he shall swear in that day, saying, I am not a healer, for in my house is neither bread nor garment. Do not make me a chief of the people. For Jerusalem has stumbled, and Yahudah has fallen, because their tongue and their doings are against Yahweh, to provoke the eyes of his esteem. The look on their faces witnesses against them, and they declare their sin as Sodom. They do not hide it. Woe to their being, for they have brought evil upon themselves. Say to the righteous, it is well, for they eat the fruit of their doings. Woe to the wicked, evil, for the reward of his hand is done to him. My people, youths exert pressure on them, and women rule over them. O my people, your leaders lead astray and swallow the way of your paths. Yahuah shall stand up to plead, and is standing to judge the peoples. Yahuah enters into judgment with the elders of his people and its heads. It is you who have eaten up the vineyard. The plunder of the poor is in your houses. Why do you mean by crushing my people and grinding the faces of the poor? Declares the Adon, Yahweh of hosts. And Yahweh says, because the daughters of Zion are haughty, and walk with outstretched necks and seductive eyes, walking and mincing as they go, making a jingling with their feet. Therefore Yahuah shall smite with a scab the crown of the head of the daughters of Zion, and Yahuah expose their nakedness. In that day Yahuah takes away the finery of the anklets and the headbands and the crescents, the pendants, the bracelets and the veils, the headdresses and the leg ornaments and the sashes and the perfume flasks and the amulets, the rings and the nose jewels, the costly robes and the cloaks and the shawls and the purses, the mirrors and the fine linen and the turbans and the large veils. And it shall be, instead of a sweet fragrance, a smell of decay, and instead of a belt, a rope, and instead of braided curls, baldness, and instead of a festal robe, a girding of sackcloth, and branding instead of loveliness. Your men shall fall by the sword, and your strength in battle, and her gates shall lament and mourn, and she, deserted, shall sit on the ground. Yeshayahu, Isaiah chapter 4. And in that day 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we shall eat our own food and wear our own clothes, only let us be called by your name, to take away our reproach. In that day the branch of Yahuah shall be splendid and esteemed, and the fruit of the earth shall be excellent and comely for the escaped ones of Israel. And it shall be that he who is left in Zion, and he who remains in Jerusalem, is called Kodesh, everyone who is written among the living in Jerusalem. When Yahuah has washed away the filth of the daughters of Zion, and rinsed away the blood of Jerusalem from her midst, by the spirit of judgment and by the spirit of burning, then Yahuah shall create above every dwelling place of Mount Zion, and above her assemblies, a cloud and smoke by day, and the shining of a flaming fire by night. For over all the esteem shall be a covering, and a booth for shade in the daytime from the heat, for a place of refuge, and for a shelter from storm and rain.